Our Lenten journey continues, but the landscape is changing. We move out of the desert wilderness where we were tempted to go up to the mountain of the Lord. When the Israelites were on their wilderness journey, Moses went up the mountain to receive the covenant. And when he was on the mountain, a cloud covered the mountain, and the glory of the Lord settled on Mount Sinai. When Moses came down from the mountain with the 2 tablets of the covenant law in his hands, he was not aware that his face was radiant because he had spoken with the Lord. The gospel text doesn't tell us whether Jesus was aware that his face had changed. Maybe only Peter, John, and James noticed that Jesus' face was radiant. They had been following Jesus since he called them at the Sea of Galilee. But now he was setting his face toward Jerusalem. He had told them this just before they had gone up the mountain. They thought they knew him. But as every parent knows, you watch your children carefully, but one day they surprise you. You still recognize them, but your knowledge of them is insufficient. You have to start listening to them all over again. To gaze into the face of another is to gaze into the depth and entirety of their life. The face always reveals who we are and what life has done to you. Yet it is difficult for you to see the shape of your own life. Your life is too near to you. Others can decipher much of your mystery from your face. In the Celtic world, there's a wonderful sense of the thin places, where the visible and the invisible moved in and out of each other. The Celtic mind was not burdened by dualism. It did not separate what belongs together. We see this same idea in the traditional icon. Jesus is always clothed in 2 colors: red, a symbol of flesh, of the earth, and blue, the color of heaven. In this mutual gazing, we realize that humanity and divinity are 2 sides of the same coin. Humanity is meant to become by grace what divinity is by nature. Jesus gazes at us so that we might see and love in ourselves what God sees and loves in us. We too are meant to shine with the radiance of the divine light. It shouldn't surprise us then that Moses and Elijah appear and are talking to Jesus. They appeared in glory and were speaking about his departure, literally about his exodus, which he was about to accomplish in Jerusalem. Did you notice that glory and exodus or departure are in the same sentence? If our tendency is to try to keep heaven and earth separate, how much more will we struggle to believe that God's glory is shown in suffering? We want a God who will take away suffering, but the God we get is the God who embraces our pain and helps us bear up under suffering. On the cross, Jesus prays, my God, why have you abandoned me?" Jesus is praying God into the very place where it appears that God is absent. The resurrected Jesus will tell the disciples on the road to Emmaus, "Was it not necessary that the Messiah should suffer these things and then enter into his glory?" The path to glory is through suffering and the cross. The late Irish poet John O'Donoghue captures the art of the spiritual journey of Transfiguration. He writes, "We are always on a journey from darkness to light. At first, we are children of the darkness. Your body and your face were formed first in the kind darkness of your mother's womb. Your birth was a first journey from darkness into light. Each day is a journey. We come out of the night into day. All creativity awakens at this primal threshold where light and darkness test and bless each other. You only discover balance in your life when you learn to trust the flow of this ancient rhythm." There's a prayer attributed to St. Patrick called the Lorica, or Breastplate. In praying this prayer, you're recognizing that Christ's presence is surrounding you like a breastplate or armor, protecting you wherever you go. Let's pray this ancient prayer. Christ be with me, Christ about me, Christ beside me as I go, Christ before me, Christ surround me, Christ within, above, below, Christ encircle now my heart, Christ encircle every part. Christ be with me, Christ surround me, Christ be near and never far. Christ to guide me on my journey, Christ to shield me from the night, Christ to lead me on each journey, Christ my hope, my light, my life, Christ to save me from all sin, Christ to call me deep within, Christ to guide me on my journey, Christ my heart to ever fill. Christ be with me in my going, Christ in tongues that tell of me, Christ be in each heart abiding, Christ in every eye that sees, Christ to be my fond protector, Christ to shield me from all strife, Christ be near my heart forever, Christ my way, my hope, my life. Christ my way, my hope.